Hi friends, welcome to my channel and to what I believe to be the penultimate Total Tarot magazine mailing, unless they change their mind. So let's have a look at what we have. Okay, so we have parts 86 and 87, and we have Tarot of Mermaids. Not one I know. So here's the tuck box with a merman and a mermaid. Okay, so we'll put the magazines to one side and look at the deck first. So as usual, it comes in two halves, one with each magazine issue. So if you do buy the magazines separately, then you get half of the deck in one, half of the deck in the other. But if you have them as a mailing like I do, then obviously you get both halves, and so you have a full deck with your mailing. And you can see the separation there. So it's the front card, that card, keep them clean. So we've got this blue border here, and these are the backs, mermaid scales, or fish scales. Quite a big blue border top and bottom, smaller side to side, and we have some nudity. Okay, with a little goldfish here. We've got the Fool's Jester hat here, and all this red energy at the top. Magician. So let's have a look at the symbols here on the Magician card, and it's a female figure, magician, who's holding a caduceus in one hand, Poseidon's staff there in the other hand. There's a shell there, I think it's a shell, or it could be a jellyfish. In fact, I think it's a jellyfish, but we definitely have a shell here. So we have tools there for the magician. High Priestess, Triple Moon, the scroll, very dreamy. Empress. Oh, I like the shield. Normally it's a different symbol on the shield. It's usually the symbol for Venus, but here we've actually got an eagle, which I'd expect to see on the Emperor. And the Emperor's stuff there. Okay, so the Emperor is Poseidon. And we've got the usual shield symbol there. The Hierophant. Lovers. The chariot is being pulled by two dolphins here. And still armoured and just about to dive into the sea. But still very moody, very watery vibes there. The Strength card. So this time it's a walrus. Again, we've still got the infinity symbol here. This mermaid appears to be on land. Hermit. That's beautiful. I like that one. And the wheel. So we've still got the four fixed signs, the evangelists. We've got a harpy on the top. Half bird, half woman. A dolphin, I presume it's a dolphin because it's got some teeth on it. Must be some sort of a mythical creature there. Justice. Tail appears to be split like legs. And the Hanged Man. Again, a female figure. This time hanging from a branch and very uncomfortable, very out of their element. Death quite literal. Temperance. So green and red there. Alchemy of temperance. That's interesting as well. We've got short hair on one side and long hair on the other side. So again, we've got this duality. Devil. And the Tower, which is a lighthouse. Star. It's a very pretty deck. The Moon. So instead of the crayfish coming out of the water, the mermaid is part crayfish by the looks of this, or some sort of crustacean. sun. That's lovely. I was expecting to see seahorses. And Judgment. Baby mermaid here in the call. And then we have the World card. That's beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, so as usual, these sets start with the cup suit. So we have that conch shell that we actually saw in the magician card. Yeah. I'm wondering if, I'm going to take a quick look actually and see if they relate to the magician in any way, these aces. And it says 1 and not ace. It's very fiery for a pentacle. In fact, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the numbers, I think. And I'm going to do them in the order I like to do them. Okay, so we have the conch shell from there. We have Poseidon's staff there. And what else? I think that's it. Yeah, that looks like all the symbols that we get. Okay, so let's concentrate now on the minor arcana. Yeah, I do think this is very fiery energy for a pentacle. Again, yeah, very fiery. I would have thought these sort of colours would be in the wand suit. So both the water suit or the cup suit, or the chalices as it says here, they're very cold in colour, and these seem very warm in colour. So we've got these oars here instead of the wands. We have shells again here for the cup symbol. We've got these Poseidon staffs for the swords, and for the pentacles we seem to have these globes. The treasure chest there. I like the lotus as well. Okay, so yes, those suit elements are repeated. Oars, shells, Poseidon's staff, and these globes, which could be crystal balls, couldn't they? I love the expression on his face here. We can feel the sheer joy here. She looks very upset. And lots of clouds here above the heart in the Three of Swords. It seems this here is a statue because we've got somebody working on it here with a hammer and chisel. So I think that's a statue. This is interesting because it seems to be inside a ship. They're rather beautiful, aren't they? And they all seem to be keeping this colour scheme throughout each suit. The 5 of Wands being attacked here. 5 of Chalices. Yes, swimming away from these 2 shells. 5 of Swords. Can't quite see what's going on here, but presumably trouble. And the 5 of Pentacles. Again, we seem to be inside a ship here. So here we have the victor riding a horse and the supporters riding alongside. Here in the 6 of Chalices, we are being given a gift. The 6 of Swords. This time the mermaid is the one steering the boat here. And then the 6 of Pentacles, giving and receiving. Yes, very defensive, choosing. Very reminiscent of the Rider-Waite-Smith and the 7 of Swords with the 2 left behind, and I'm grasping those 5. And then the 7 of Pentacles. Oh, treasure. Treasure chest. So we have the swiftness of the wands there with these oars, but now going into like what looks like a whirlpool. 8 of Chalices, swimming away. 8 of Swords trapped within their own thoughts there. And then the 8 of Pentacles, building something. Okay, 9s. I don't see a bandage on the 9 of Wands here. The 9 of Chalices, that's beautiful, isn't it? That waterfall. It all reminds me of the Thoth deck. The 9 of Swords. So I found this a little bit difficult to see what was going on because the card's really dark, but I can see now that the figure is hunched over this way. And then we have the 9 of Pentacles and this treasure chest again. That's interesting. We put the 7 and 9 side by side there. Very similar, aren't they? Interesting. Okay, just the 10s. So we've got this sort of treasure chest again here, but this is in the 10 of Wands. 10 of Chalices. Oh, that's really nice. seem like they're dancing together. 10 of Swords. The figure is face up here, pinned down. 10 of Pentacles. Here we see an older merman there, a younger one there, and I think this is the couple. These cards are very, very difficult to actually see, I must say. Okay, so cool cards. And the pages, all young mermaids, each holding their suit emblem. I think we have all female again. This, a winged horse, a dolphin, and some sort of swamp creature with a waterfall there. Queens. The Queen of Wands looks like she's really ready to go somewhere. Doesn't want to sit still. The Queen of Chalices is very moody, beautiful and ethereal. Queen of Swords looks very majestic, high up there. Queen of Pentacles. Oh, we have ram's heads. And we have all these flowers. They are beautiful cards, but they're very difficult to actually see the details. And the kings here. Again, a dolphin. Poseidon seems to be again. And this King of Pentacles is a very strange figure. It actually looks like a hermaphrodite because it's got breasts but a male countenance. And we have the bull's heads there as well. Okay, so that's a quick look at the deck. Let's have a little look now at magazines. Okay, so let's start with 86, and we have the Emperor on the front. So we have a table of contents here. We have part 6 of a series on transformative tarot, and here we have the Hanged One. And so it's talking about tarot card reversals, using the Hanged Man as the illustration for this article. So this article is all about reverse readings by lots of things, and it's Tarot Illuminati. Love that deck. Got the full version. I'll link that down below because I did show that. But yeah, this is all about reversal cards, some instructions on it, and an example of that using the 3 of Pentacles. The number is number 9, and all about the number 9. Some keywords for it: numerology, geometry and Kabbalah. Some more keywords and challenges of that number. And then it goes into a little bit more detail here. Geometry of it here. 3 by 3. And then the cards that relate to that number in the Tarot de Marseille. And where it is on the Tree of Life. Here. And so we have a tarot spread called the Mermaid Song. And this is a 5-card spread using just the majors. So we have the layout for the spread here. And the positions. So the sailor, the rocks, and the mermaid. And then a synthesis of that spread. And then I'll do an example of that spread in the next issue, which we'll have a look in a little while. Try not to head towards the rocks. So here we have the library of the deck itself. We're talking here about the myth of the mermaids and its connection to Greek mythology. Here Persephone, interestingly, it being spring. And we have some card meanings here for the majors. So let's have a little look at some card meanings. Okay, just looking at the Fool here, and it's a completely different type of interpretation in this deck. So it says eccentricity, unpredictability, psychological instability, desire to sidestep the rules, to escape from everyday routine, as well as multiple professional skills, tendency towards sexual freedom and erotic quirks, opportunism, willingness to be at the centre of attention, ambiguity. Seems quite different, doesn't it? Let's have a look at another one. Let's look at the High Priestess. The card that always fascinates me is the High Priestess. So it says the mysteries of femininity, unexpected pregnancy, and unforeseen events, as well as feelings sacrificed for reason, the pursuit of power, breaking of the rules, ability to judge, willingness to study. This is going to be an interesting deck, actually. Yeah, okay. So that's just a taste of the majors. Let's have a taste of the minors. More here about this deck itself and the myths surrounding mermaids. And then, yeah, what I wanted to look at was... Yeah, I wanted to look at these two cards, the 7 and the 9, because they seem so similar. Okay, so Pentacles, 7. Ownership, investment, business. 9. Treasure, inheritance, choice between many equal possibilities. Okay, this is a little bit different to my mind. Yeah, I think if it's a deck you want to work with, you're going to have a little more study with it, actually. I don't think it's as straightforward as a Rider-Waite-Smith. It has it's going its own way, obviously, according to those couple of examples there. Let's have a look at the 6 of Wands. Well, look at the 6 of Wands. Here. So what does this one say? 6 of Wands. Messenger, herald, first among equals, rival, foreigner. Okay, so I'd have thought that would be someone being celebrated for the victory, but actually it's more of a messenger energy, so that's different as well. Okay, so it's definitely a deck to study, I think. Interesting. Right, here's an overview of the majors. Where to go in the magazine for the articles. It's listed along the bottom, and then a preview of what's coming. And so on to the next magazine, and part 87. So we have the Queen of Cups. So all about teaching tarot. The author of this series of articles on teaching tarot is Teresa Reid. Teresa Reid is brilliant, absolutely brilliant author. Got a few of their books. And so it gives you a bit on teaching the tarot here. Got the Pre-Raphaelite tarot. Oh, it's a beautiful tarot, that one. What makes a teacher great? The role, setting policies, where to teach. Okay. Anyway, we have the number 10, fulfillment, cycle, return, all the numerology keywords, the challenges of that number. And then we have it here in geometry and on the Tree of Life, right at the bottom of Malkuth there. Some examples of the cards that are related to that number. And then we've got the synthesis or the example here of the Mermaid Song Spread that we saw in the last magazine. Cards drawn and how they've been interpreted. Synthesis of the spread. Making abstract concepts concrete. Life stories, tarot techniques. So this is an excellent way to explore a person's life story using the arcana. We're using the pagan tarot here for this example. So we're looking at the most significant episodes and building a story that they can recognise within themselves using this technique. A life in cards, important episodes. And we have the pagan tarot in parts 54 and 55. World of Tarot, experimental tarot too. I would love to go here. This is Tuscany. This is a garden that's tarot themed. I'd love to go there. And here we're in France here. Oh, this looks interesting. I'll put it on my wish list, I think. Mosaic murals. A tarot chapel in the Chateau des Saviniers in France. Oh, I'm going to look that up. Yes, yes, yes. So it's saying how tarot has inspired artists and craftsmen over the years, from arcana to art. And this coming Tuesday I'm going to see another tarot exhibition at another art gallery down here in Cornwall, so I'm really looking forward to that, and I'll try and video some of it and actually post that up as well. Okay, so a visual reference of the minor arcana, and yes, you can see here on this overview the colour schemes. So the cups, yeah, very blue, the swords, very blue, and then we have the wands that you'd expect a brighter orangey colour. I don't understand why the pentacles are this orangey colour myself. I would have thought they'd be more green, but they've chose to go with this colour scheme. Again, where to go in the magazine articles, where to go in the magazine to find the articles, and then what's coming in the next two, which I presume are the last. I know we have the Lo Scarabeo Tarot itself coming, and I do have that deck already. So more about teaching, some advice on reference on the arcana. I wonder what that's about. More on life stories and arcana reference advice. So we've got two of those, one in each. Interesting here, it says regular price $8.99. I'd pay more than that. But anyway, it started off as that, but then the prices went up, so it's still saying $8.99 on the back, which is interesting. Yeah, so I do believe there's just one more mailing to come, and then the whole series will be finished. That was Tarot of the Mermaids, the Total Tarot Magazine parts 86 and parts 87. Thank you so much for watching. Until my next video. Bye friends. Bye.